Meg here. I got done running, doing the Supermoto day, so we're gonna go. I'm just gonna go over like the stats and stuff. So pretty much we rode like 20 miles. We got like 19 and a half or 19.7 miles. Afterwards, I went on the motocross track a bunch of times, the Lindy motocross. I was following the little kids around. It was a lot of fun. Boy, we had 43 miles per hour max speed. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. This thing doesn't climb very fast though. So we got 18% charge, you can see there. Do that again, 18%, see? So it's pretty much dead right now. You probably don't want to ride it that much. Just, you know, just a little putt around, you know, that's all I would do. I'm going to do any serious riding now. And it's super slow now. It gets really slow. But yeah, so we got about almost 20 miles, and like you could probably ride it a few more miles. Probably like maybe like 5 more miles and it'll be like totally dead, but like it'll be slow as shit right now. So yeah. So there it is. That was the stats for today's ride. We got 20 miles, pretty much the same as last time. So 20 miles, but we didn't ride it. I didn't ride it as hard as last time, but we did do a lot of hill climb. We did more hill climbs this time. So this thing is not good at hill climbs with the Supermoto wheels. This traction just sucks with it, man. Yeah. So that's my biggest complaint about the Supermoto. It sucks at climbing hills. With this sprocket setup, it sucks climbing the hills. And yeah, you don't get any traction. So. With the KLX was a lot more fun to ride. That bike grips a lot better with that big meaty tires. These itty bitty little bicycle tires, they don't cut it on the dirt. I think I would rather ride on the dirt with dirt wheels. So yeah, it was just scary riding it. It'll suddenly just let go, you know. But you have to kind of practice. You have to practice with the throttle. You want to keep on giving it throttle. If you just suddenly chop the throttle, then that's when things go out of control. So when they say when in doubt, throttle out, that's true. Because when the bike gets out of control, it's when you let off that throttle, you know, and it just gets squirrely, and you don't got that traction to help you. So, but I had a lot of fun riding both bikes. I'm not gonna lie, I really enjoyed it. This is my first time riding Supermotos on the dirt, and I really enjoyed it, man. The Light B is kind of terrifying. I think if you kind of take it easy, if you take it easy on the Light B Supermoto, it's okay. Just try to stay off some really steep hills. It's tough going up and down the hills. But yeah, I'll tell you this: if you're in for like a wild ride, man, ride the Light B with the Supermoto wheels in the dirt, dude. It is a wild ride, dude. Alright, Hayes Mega out. Yay, Hayes Mega here. We made it home. I got the bikes home nice and safe. So I dropped the Soran for the first time today. It was like a legit drop. Like I've had many times where like I've almost dropped it, but I've been able to kind of save it, you know. But today I legitimately dropped it. Like and literally it was like the first minute that we were riding. It was like right here, so you can see a scratch on the handguard there. No problem, took it like a champ. So it's okay, it's gonna happen over and over again, so don't worry about it. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of compare the two bikes and like, you know, how the day went. So me, I kind of got hurt. The first trail I went down a single track, and I guess there must have been a bush or something, and my foot got caught in it, and it pulled it like this way, really bad. The second time I did it on this bike, I made sure like to tuck my boot in all the way. So yeah, it could happen anytime. I know it sucked to happen in the beginning too. So like I was really hurting driving my van over there. I was really hurting driving it home because I had to work the clutch. I'm like, oh my god, it hurt so much. So that kind of sucked. Other than that, I didn't really get hurt at all. It's a good thing I was wearing knee pads. My pants got scratched up a little bit when I fell. But so the bikes are okay. I don't think I ever dropped the KLX. I came close. The chain on the KLX, not the KLX, the Light B is really loose. That's what that clacking sound is. So I heard a really big clacking sound. That's a lot more than 10 to 15 millimeters. I don't know why it got so loose all of a sudden. It hasn't done that, but we were we were putting it through some really rough riding. Like I said, I rode on all the easy trails. We did do some single track on this though, and it was easy, you know, no problem. But yeah, we did some pretty big jumps on this bike. So the jumps were like, they angled them. They were really steep. They just went up straight up into the sky. So I got some mad air on both of these bikes. So it's crazy. Good thing I took the front fender off. That thing was rubbing, so I just took that off right away. That loose chain. Other than that, I think it's okay. That rear fender actually works pretty good. Provided you don't do like some really big wheelies, you know. I had no issues with it at all. And I noticed I didn't have any. I didn't feel any. I wasn't wearing my chest protector today, but I didn't have any rocks or anything that rocks or dirt hitting my back, you know, or the back of my helmet. And yeah, so it's the dealie there. So it works. The X fender works. It works good, and we rode it through some rough stuff, and it hanged in there like a champ. It's not broken or bending or anything. So I'm surprised how I thought that flimsy little thing was gonna break, you know. But it was fine. We rode it through some really rough stuff today, man, and we were jumping it. We were getting some mad air on both of the bikes. So yeah, I didn't really have any problems with the KLX at all. Not that I can think of. The handlebar moved on the KLX. I got so much air on the KLX. I came down really hard, and I think I bottomed out the fork, and boom, it hit really hard, and then the handlebar moved back. So with a lot of force, it was a lot of force that I got some crazy mad air, and I bottomed out the front fork. So I probably should have landed with the back first a little more. But it was yeah, it was a lot of air, man. I had a lot of fun. This is the first time I rode Supermotos off-road, and it was a lot of fun. This one, if your idea of a good time is a wild ride, you know, like it's just gonna, you know, slide at any minute and just like, you know, spit you off. Ride the Light B with the Supermoto wheels off-road. The KLX was a lot more. It was a lot more easier to ride. It's got 110 and a 120 rear. This one's got a 70 and a 90 rear. So the difference in rubber is different. I don't know what it is. These tires, these Supermoto wheels, they don't grip well at all. Even on the pavement, I can feel them sliding around. They're not. Maybe it's the tires. I'm thinking the tires are not good. I tried. Yeah, I mean, those are some Shinko Podium tires, and these are just the CST, the ones that came with the wheels. They're not good in the dirt. They're not good on the pavement either. They don't grip very well, is what I'm gonna say. So I'm a little scared to take it to the racetrack with these tires. We'll probably do better with the dirt tires. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's just the tires. Maybe the tires are not good. I don't know if we can put some bigger rubber on it. I don't think we can, because the profile will be wrong. But I think it'd be better to get some better rubber. But I would have to run these tires down a little bit. So on the pavement, probably gonna just use these. I honestly, the Light B doesn't climb very well at all, man, with this setup. But once you get it up to speed, it maintains its speed better. Because it's got that smaller sprocket, you can get more speed. We were getting like 40 miles an hour downhill and like 30 miles an hour uphill with a lots of charge on the battery. It was good. It was fun. Both of them. I wish I could have taken that down on Metcalf, but it's not plated, so we can't do that. But yeah, I had a lot of fun. This one is a lot easier to ride in the dirt. Like no matter what, it was easier to ride. Provided you, I think it's just the throttle. This one you don't shift at all, so you know you kind of when you let off, it regenerates, you know, and then like it kind of, and then it starts to slide, you know. So you want to be careful when you let off on the throttle on this one, because it'll just like lock up the tires. Going uphill sucked on this bike, and going downhill sucked on this bike with the Supermoto wheels. because there's no traction at all going downhill. If it's loose at all, you just start sliding, and it just kind of goes out of control. So I said, like, just go faster. Just, you got to go faster. It's not going to be stable. You don't want to just drag the bike all the way down. It was just kind of the same story with that bike, but that bike climbs a lot better than this one, because it's got gearing. This is a problem. If this had like a gearbox or something, it would be a lot better. It just doesn't have enough power to get up really steep hills. That's what I'm gonna say. With the 62 sprocket, it did a lot better. You know, it maintains its speed better, but you can get more speed with this. So that's why I'm thinking, if you put the 48 tooth sprocket, the stock one, it'll probably be better. It'll accelerate faster, you know. Maybe your top speed will be a little bit less, but I think it's a kind of good in between. I might try that. I might put the stock sprocket on that one. But then your speedometer will be off. That's the big problem with that. So about 20 miles of range on this guy today. We rode it for 20 miles. I think we could have probably gone maybe 25 if we kind of took it easy after we stopped, you know. But yeah, it did 20 miles. Not bad. It gets really slow after 40%. It gets really slow. You notice it's not as powerful as it was before. So that's another drawback. This one, the performance is the same no matter what, unless you run out of gas, you know. So that's one of the drawbacks to the electric, is as the charge goes down, the bike gets slower. And I've noticed the Light B, it gets really, you can notice it gets a lot slower when the charge gets like below 50%. So yeah, so I had a lot of fun on both bikes. I had more fun on that bike, I'm not gonna lie, but this, like, it's so light, you know. It's so light, it just handles everything with ease, you know. It's just with the Supermoto wheels, it's not very fun to ride on the dirt. You could do it. I think if you're just gonna do some like really easy trail riding, I think it's okay, you know. But if you're gonna go out there and rip it on the trails, don't do it with the Supermoto wheels, man. But you could totally do it. I did it today, and it's just like, yeah, it's not a lot of grip, and it'll just slide all of a sudden. So just be careful. That's what I'm gonna say. But other than that, it was a blast, man, on both bikes. I got pretty good at riding this one, but I feel this one is less safe in the dirt with the Supermoto wheels. That one with the Supermoto, but that one's very much, those are $700 wheels on that bike. So, and the rubber is pretty good too. The Shinko, that's like, it's basically you're using the tires from a Ninja 300 right there. So the tires that Ninja 300 uses. So, yeah. So I had a lot of fun. Also I got these blister again, man. I think it's because this isn't very big. This isn't thick. This isn't covered a whole grip. I might have to buy a different grip donut. These ones are too small. I have to find one that's like big, like this one. See how this one, this is the same grip right here, but it fills up most of the grip right here. So my hand doesn't want. I think my thumb is still riding on this. That, or I can cut it, I guess. Yeah, but I don't have I don't have any problems with that on this one, because these ones are bigger. So I gotta get a bigger grip donuts. I think those ones are too small. But I didn't get it. It's not as bad as last time. So I think it's because of this. I think we're still rubbing on the rubber here sometimes, but it's not as bad anymore. So. All right, so I had a great time. Definitely. Oh, the mirrors also. Yeah, I just folded the mirrors in the whole time. I didn't have any problems with them. The other mirrors, they would move around and they would flop around and stuff. These ones are good. These ones are great for riding off-road. So I highly recommend the PowerMad handguard mirrors. And the handguards did good. They got a little rashed up today, no problem. Yeah, so the bike did great. Just a chain got loose. I don't know how it got loose. I think it's because we were doing a lot of jumping. So I'm just going to have to readjust it. I was wondering what that clacking sound was when we're... it happens, I guess. Well, we didn't ride that much, though. This is all I'm going to say. We rode like 20 miles again, but... Okay, so I had a lot of fun with both bikes. I would do it again, I guess. But I had more fun on that bike. I'm not gonna lie, I had more fun on that bike because the tires are just better. I think maybe if we change the tires on this, it might be a little bit more fun to ride. But in the dirt, it just slides all over the place. It'll just suddenly slide. But you just got to make sure you lean the bike. If you don't lean the bike, it's gonna slide, you know. So if you're not leaning the bike, then it's gonna punish you. More so than if you had the dirt tires, because dirt tires you can kind of get away with not leaning the bike as much, because you got knobbies, you got more grip. If you don't lean the bike, it's gonna slide, and yeah, and it may suddenly let go. So also you got to be careful like chopping the throttle too. All right, so that's my little review of today's Supermoto ride. I had a lot of fun. This is my first time riding Supermotos in the dirt, and it's a different experience, definitely. It's the wheels are heavier, you know. The wheels, you know, they don't. The bike feels a little lazier to turn and stuff, and the bike feels a little heavier. But yeah, it's still, you can still rip on the trails with it with Supermoto. So yeah, you just got to make sure you lean the bike. If you don't lean the bike, it's it'll punish you. That's my biggest. That's what I learned today. If you don't lean the bike, you know, before with the dirt wheels on the dirt, you know, you may not, you know, you could still save yourself, but if you don't lean the bike properly in the dirt, it will punish you, dude. It will just like suddenly just, you know, you'll lose grip. All right, here's we go.